And hello, it's me, that D-O-double-G, and it's the award-winning Absolute Football Podcast, and hell is gone and heaven's here. There's nothing left for you to fear, so shake that ass, come over here, now scream! I tell you what, you can tell these intros are all coordinated because I'm a burning effigy of everything that I used to be, and you're my rock of empathy, my dear, and welcome everybody to the Absolute Football Podcast. And for those of you, do you know what this is? This is like a throwback episode. This is back. Some of the people following us may not know. They may not have been here for the original show back, which I think was nearly 2 years ago. I think something like October 16th. I want to say, not the 2022, I believe.
The
very first show was us four. The original, the OGs of the Absolute Football Podcast. And it's just so lovely. It's so lovely to have you all around me because, you know, life's too short for you to die. So grab yourself an alibi. Heaven knows your mother didn't lie, Sam. How are you this evening?
I'm wonderful, mate. I'm absolutely wonderful. Things are good. It's a lovely weekend. I wasn't supposed to be here, but I couldn't miss it. My foot is in agony. I've got a foot infection. I'm from waist up, I'm good. Below the desk, not good at all. But I'm here. I'm happy. And most importantly, Josh, how are you? To take a quote from someone in our group chat, you okay, hun?
I'm good. I can take the rough with the smooth in every sense of the words. Don't you worry. And we will get there. For all the people who anticipated a good rant and a rave and a good digging in, we'll get there. Don't you worry. But you can look him up in the yellow pages. He's going to be your rock of ages. You can't see through his fads and his crazy phases. It is Lucas, our rock of ages. How are you this evening, sir?
Very, very, very good. I'm well. How are you? All things considered.
Yeah, I'm never as good as you. I never shall be. But that is, we've all got to have a peak. We've all got to have somewhere that we've got to aspire to, and that is why I enjoy doing these shows with you, Mr. Lucas. And do you know what? She might be good. She might be out of sight, but she's here. So come around tonight, Charlotte. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've got a little bit of a sore throat, so that'll probably be music to all of your ears because usually I'm a bit of a goblin, aren't I? But yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I thought you said a goblin.
I was actually going to say a gobshite. But I thought that'd be nice, but yeah, I've said it.
I'm the little goblin. Well, it's lovely. It's quite nostalgic and really nice to have the four of us together again. Look at that. Beautiful times. And we're going to start off. We're going to get into the FA Cup in a little bit. We're going to start off, I think, there was some Premier League action, and we'll start off. I mean, Sam, we'll start off with you. Not on the game that you anticipated, but I tell you, actually, before we do, Sam, look at all these wonderful people in the chat that I've neglected. We got Spenny fan Chris. Good evening, Chris. Thank you for joining us. Simon's here as well. Johnny, Jen. Hey. That's what I'm assuming that would sound like. Hey. What's going down? Glenn from the Sky Blue Hub.
Oh, there is one more person you forgot to intro at the beginning. The unofficial Absolute Podcast mascot is here.
He's loving it. What did he think of this FA Cup round this weekend? Ruff! That's what he thought. I know.
He actually didn't watch it this weekend. To be fair, he was sleeping throughout most of it. So yeah, he has no thoughts on the Liverpool United game just yet. But I'm sure he'll be around for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Stealing a living, this one. Does not offer any insight on the games.
Like me, then, to be fair, we've got a lot in common. They both got hairy ears, and we've got as well. Sean the sheep. He's changed his username. Can't see a logo there. I'm assuming that Shorty is normally in with us. Simon's very happy. Going to Wembley yet again, and Graham is here for the first time in a long time. Graham, thank you for joining us. It's great to have you back. And what else is going on? There's so much chat. I'm well behind. Apparently, half time's Crawley 0, Stockport 0. Chris will keep you updated with all the live scores from Chris Kamara. Then else we got Mr. Luke there as well. Hello, Luke. Gents, the bad's back together. It is. It's I was going to say it's not the boy band, is it? But Spenny Fountain, loving the dog. And look, I'm almost, and Treaty's with us as well. Good evening, thank you for joining us. And I think that's everybody. I think I've gone round and Johnny, look at that. 6 minutes in. That's how long it takes you to introduce everybody, quote a song, talk a load of shit. Now it's time for a little bit of football. And Sam, Burnley 2, Brentford 1. The game, one of the best penalty decisions I've ever seen. How did that game make you feel?
It is sod's law, isn't it? Burnley win and Dan's not on. You just knew it would be the case. Every week I've been wishing for that man. Oh, no, they needed one. They did need one, didn't they? They did need one. I mean, the less said about Sergio Reguilon, the better. Never, ever to set foot in a fantasy team ever again. Joke.
It's tremendous.
Just absolute brain fart, wasn't it? Absolute brain fart. Just shocking. But Burnley deserve a little bit of luck, you know. That's Dan's loving it. Puts them in with a chance. Certain points deductions, which I'm sure we'll come on to today, might help them as well. So they needed a win. Fofana scored 4 now, isn't it? And he should have had 5 because he had one of the most horrendous misses I've seen all season as well, from about 2 yards out. No, good win for Burnley. Brentford have been atrocious on the road. Absolutely atrocious on the road. I know Embremo come back and they've got Tony and that, so I think they'll be safe. But away from home, they are dog. And not as in Lucas's lovely dog, as in really rough, bad, muddy, smelly dogs.
Spray dog, yeah.
Dog matter. I mean, and what a fun name Fofana is to say, though, isn't it? Isn't that a fun name? Fofana, some good goal scorers this weekend. Fofana and Cucurella. just great goal scorers for Luton, which I'm sure we'll come round to later on in the show. I mean, Lucas, Ivan Toney smacking the keeper in the head, trying to go for a goal. Is he trying too hard at the moment? He doesn't seem to be quite clicking as he has been previously.
I think a lot of it is down to the players he's playing with. To be honest, I think he's the quality's still there, but he started off like really hot as soon as he came back from the time off. Fizzled out a little bit. It's kind of just like hitting at things and not doing great. I mean, that attempt. You saw that attempt he had against Raya when we played them last week from like 40 yards and stuff. Like the quality is there. Yeah. I think there's an element of him just like fed up. You can see his body language as well, like at the end of the games and stuff. Like he's just not happy with the performance overall. And you can see him having words of like Thomas Frank that's happened quite a bit actually at the end of the game around certain things. So I think he's kind of just signed to like he's leaving at the end of the season. So he'll do what he can. But I don't know. I think Brentford are in. If Burnley or Luton can pick up all you need is 2-3 wins in a row, then Brentford are in trouble. They could be dragged into this thing, so they need to be careful. But yeah, Tony, I'd still take him at Arsenal. I don't get what happens to the rest of the season. I would take him in the heartbeat.
He is. He looks very much like the missing link for Arsenal for me. I don't want anything good to happen to any team other than my own, obviously. But he does look like he'd be a really good fit, doesn't he?
Yeah, it ain't happening though. But it'd be interesting where he does go in the instance because he's definitely leaving. If they get relegated, he's 100% leaving. But I think there's a 90% chance he's leaving. So where he ends up is a mystery. But it's honestly, I think it's going to be Tottenham or Chelsea.
Oh, not Tottenham. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, how did Reguilon make you feel?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can play fantasy next season. It's too much stress. And I've had a shocking March, and December and March have just been horrific. And I've got to do like if you come bottom in the month at work, I've got to do you got to do a presentation. So if you're bottom in that month, you have to basically do a set of slides to the rest of the team in the weekly meeting, basically explaining how you messed up that month and what went wrong and what you're going to do better next month to improve it. So
it's yours just going to be Sergio Reguilon's Wikipedia page.
I think anyone's is, yeah. I'm second to bottom actually at the moment going into this month, so I'm close, but I'm about 25 clear. So unless I have an absolute howler at the end of the month, I should be safe. But yeah, I was first in quite a few leagues, and I don't think that's going to end up. I'm bottling it like a so-called other club from North London did last year. So
yeah, he'd say nothing.
Runs in the family.
But yeah, and it was a strange penalty. What I didn't get. Why did the ref need to look at VAR for like 10 minutes? What was that all about?
it's no point even trying to understand the refereeing decisions these days. Just let it go. Yeah, just the thought process is so weird. All the process of everything is just all over the place. Even in like Champions League the other day, I saw some stuff and it was like kicking the ball away when we played Porto. Like some of the stuff we were hoofing the ball away, and the ref was just like, "Nah, it is what it is." And then he gives like a yellow card for the most soft challenge. It was just like, what is actually going on with refereeing across the entire across Europe at this point now?
It is strange. I mean, I gave my squash and a squeeze theory a couple of weeks ago. I think they just want to make it look that bad this year that the next year they can start to build their level up again just by not being shit. They can then start to look good by retrospect. That's what I think by comparison. And we had who did we have? So Johnny was saying in the chat. Johnny's a Sheffield United fan. He thinks that victory for Burnley basically relegates Burnley. Are you feeling that, Sam? Do you think that's making it a bridge too far for Sheffield United?
Oh, Sheffield United, yeah. I mean, I think it was a bridge that has collapsed anyway. I think there's a way out of that, to be honest. It's even with Forest and Co being back in. You can see like with Luton how they're playing. You can see a way out of it. Burnley picking up a win gives you kind of, but Sheffield United are just not showing anything at all. I think they've still got a lot of tough games as well. So. No, I don't think it helps. I don't think there's a way that you can get points additions. That's the problem. If Everton and Forest points went somewhere and you got hold of them, you might be right. But I don't think so.
For our audio listeners, you can join us live and be part of the conversation. As Solaris is, he's telling us Sheffield United are relegated by September. That is, and we've got Heather in the chat as well, showing some love for Lucas. Still top of the absolute league, apparently.
To be fair, top three is Lucas, Danny, and me. So we are keeping the podcast high. You know, certain people.
Am I in it?
We've not done ours for months. See, I was one of them as well, Josh.
Terrible.
Am I like? How many people? Am I anywhere? Am I stone cold bottom, or am I at least like? I don't know who's in my team. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know, actually. We'll have to have a look.
Probably Salah.
Everyone will have to have a look and tell us where everybody sits, because my finger got tired scrolling, so I just don't know.
I was all I know in that there's probably Salah. Probably he's in there, I imagine, and then like 10 other players. But that's about as the extent of my knowledge. But FPL, less said the better. I mean, talking of games was less said the better. West Ham won, Aston Villa won. Lucas, how did that boring game make you feel?
Another one, which is just all over the place. I hate to go back to FPL. I had 4 players between Aston Villa and West. No, 5. 5 players between Aston Villa and West Ham. One of those 5 players got an assist, and I left him on my bench. So yeah, that's how I feel about West Ham, Aston Villa. I hope neither of them get European football. But no, I don't know what's going on with Aston Villa. I mean, I knew the John McGinn injury was going to be a problem in that midfield on top of Kamara, so they're struggling a bit. But the inconsistencies and just the defending's been atrocious for the last couple of months now, and it's strange for Emery, who is known for very defensively solid sides, but I think he's just filled it. He's got a few players in there who should just be nowhere near the first 11 when it comes to defending in transition. I mean, Longley's one in particular. That guy's championship level at best. Just an awful defender. So, and yet they're still fourth. So it's they can still get Champions League. And then West Ham, who have got Europe to play for, where are they? 7th at the moment. You know, they can sneak into Europa League. They're in Europa League at the moment. They could definitely solidify a European spot. So for 2 teams that are playing for quite a bit, you could tell there was fatigue from Thursday. They were just a bit tired. There's a few injuries to both teams. I know Antonio came back and scored. West Ham had 2 goals disallowed, for goodness sake. So yeah, wasn't the best of games. I think West Ham probably deserved to win it in the end. But yeah, just 2 pretty. Yeah, I mean, they're just playing on mid-table teams. It's just boring. It was just such a dull game. It was just one of those, just post. It can go one way or the other. Post Thursday night football is either with both teams playing, it's either going to be a goal, reckless goals all over the pitch, or just 1-1, bog standard, boring Sunday afternoon game. And that's what it was, unfortunately.
It just bored the pants out. I did feel a little bit like no one really wanted to win. apart from I think Moisey, was it? There was the one goal that was disallowed that he was well up for it. He was like on the pitch celebrating, arms in the air like he just don't care until the ref went, hang on now, lads. But I mean, it was nice. I want to say it's nice to see Mikel Antonio on the pitch scoring, but he's a bit of a strange head recently. I think his social media, he's decided just to target Liverpool and have ranted rave about them because that's the natural rivalry for West Ham. Were you happy to see him coming back playing? Is he at any sort of standard at the moment, or do you think he's still having to build himself back into it?
Yeah, I think he's gonna. To be fair, I think Moyes has actually eased him back in quite well, so I think he's probably ready to go, to be honest. And he comes back at a good time with them playing Leverkusen in the Europa League in 3 weeks. So yeah, if they can get Antonio into that first team, it will help. Not just because, let's be honest, he's not. He's had one season where he got 14 goals or something. He's not a massive goal threat, but he is a problem overall for defenders, and he also does help free up Jared Bowen, Paqueta. Helps to give them more space to play. So I think the chemistry and of that front four is a lot better with Antonio in the team. So we'll probably start to see, in particular Jared Bowen, I think, who's had to sort of play striker for most of the season, even though he still scored goals, playing his preferred position. So it's good for West Ham going into the end of the season. I think I honestly think they're gonna be a problem for Leverkusen in the Europa League. I think they'll give them a game.
Yeah, I mean, Sam, are you feeling Aston Villa at the moment? They've gone just a little bit weird recently, off the boil a bit.
They're a little bit lukewarm, aren't they? I mean, so for me, obviously, I'm hoping to try and chase them down, but they're just a little bit too far away. I think they've still got results to pick. I mean, they got battering at Spurs, didn't they? Which doesn't help them. Prior to that was 3 goals, and Ollie Watkins was on fire. But I agree with Lucas that midfield is, since Kamara's gone out, the solidity's gone. You add Tate McGinn out as well, then you really are struggling. And obviously, they've got one eye on the Conference League. I think I said start of the season, I fancied them for the Conference League the whole way through, and I think they'll be in a strong position. So it don't get easy. They got Wolves, Man City coming up away as well. They got to go to Man City and Arsenal, and they still got to play Liverpool by the end of the season as well. So a couple of big games for Villa, but. Yeah, I need them to drop some points. So any points they could drop would be nice. And yeah, drop the points and get a Conference League win. I think that's a fair trade.
I don't know. Villa fans may or may not agree. I mean, I think Charlotte could do with them losing a little bit of points because their prediction was fifth for Aston Villa. Are you still comfortable with that, Charlie? Do you think that's where they're still going to come in?
Possibly. I think they'll be round and about. I don't think they'll get above 5th, to be honest now. I think there's some teams creeping up on them. But yeah, I'm happy with 5th.
Oh, and as long as you're happy, I'm happy. Emery's happy, and they'll all work. I mean, an ends man in the chat, you said, I hope you're great, Char. Oh, just good.
Thank you.
Great. You wanted to be
I hope
great.
you are too.
And Heather's not quite sure. She's a little bit confused with the FPL. She thinks I'm either 8th or 52nd.
52nd, it's got to be. Surely you're not 8th, please. If you're above me, I'll be fuming.
I would be laughing my box off if I was 8th, considering I've not touched a team since probably October at the very least. And apparently you're 35th. And Simon's 45th at the moment. I think there's about 52 teams, something like that. As memory serves, or 56 apparently, because I could be right down there. But, so yeah, make sure you check that out. If you want a giggle, I'm sure at some point we'll ask Sam kindly if he can update us as to what's going on in the FPL, because that'll certainly be good for a giggle. I mean, another Premier League game. There is, we've spoken about 2 already. Good
Forest,
look
right?
at that. Well, yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I'll leave that one till last so we can go into the FFP as well. But Fulham 3, Tottenham Hotspur 0. I mean, Charlotte, you love a bit of Fulham. How did that one make you feel?
I didn't actually watch this one, to be honest.
But you love Fulham. Just tell us, how does it make you feel, Fulham winning?
I know. To be honest, I actually predicted in my Super 6 for Fulham to get a result, and it might sound absolute mad. I know it might have sounded absolute madness, but I just feel like with Tottenham, they're very inconsistent. And once you get a result, and you think, oh, they're actually doing all right here. They then turn a bit more Spursy, like they usually do. I thought this would be like the perfect opportunity for Fulham, and they absolutely smashed it. Paulinho is just absolutely brilliant.
I don't think I've ever looked at a result and gone, oh, oh, there they are.
No, to be fair, it's one of them with Spurs. You think, oh, they've got a result. Fair play.
No, you don't think.
Are they gonna pick up points now? Are they gonna go on a bit of a run? But then the next game, you think, nah, do you know what? They'll go more Spursy than they actually are. Honestly, it's a random one, isn't it, with Tottenham? But I think Fulham play some really good stuff. They're scoring goals. Paulinho, as I said, I think he's absolutely brilliant, and he has to get snapped up by a bigger team because he's absolutely quality. But that's all I can say on the matter, because I will be honest, I didn't watch that one. I watched more of the lower ones, the relegation battles, so I do apologise.
But I mean, our secret Spurs fan, Lucas. How did that game make you feel? Were you upset?
I was crying in my bed. I was so depressed over the weekend. No, I mean, I didn't actually watch it, but I had Maddison's son in my team and Porro as well. So I never get Spurs players in my team because I just refuse unless I have to. And this was an instance where I had to. So I was a little bit annoyed about that. But then when I saw 3-0, I was buzzing. Fulham are so hot and cold. It's weird. Like, on their day, they're a really tough team. They got some quality players. And that Muniz guy is like, I mean, him and they started to get form back and was looking really good. And then he got injured. And then Muniz is just come off the bench and he's bagging goals.
Especially the best bit about that, Lucas, you're ready for my FPL bombshell. So my team probably, I think, 1 point worse than you. My bench, Leno 7 points, Kufau 7 points, Muniz 13 points. Sat on the bench.
No,
sickening.
Should have known as well. Muniz, actually, fun fact, my top goal scorer on Bolton on that Football Manager. So I was aware of him, just didn't know if it translated, but it looks like he is an absolute unit of a player. He's only like 20 years old as well.
And you know, that first goal as well, the ball in, the cross, and the way he finished it was just awesome. I did enjoy, and they all seem to be crosses in all the goals, which is a little bit unnerving because they're not like small guys at the back for Spurs, and allegedly they've got like the best keeper in the league. I know that's true because a Spurs fan told me. Acario, greatest goalkeeper known to man. It was a bit unnerving. I mean, I think was it the second or the third goal, which was like a groin into the box. I did thoroughly enjoy that across in a bit of groin action. That was quite good. But it was really simple, basic defensive mistakes by Spurs. I mean, Sam, what was going down? What's going down?
They're down. I think like Shah said, is it's either great or it's not. There's no kind of in between, is there? And defensively, I know that they've just got Udogie and Porro back, haven't they? And they're trying to sort of find that rhythm again. I just didn't work, did it? Fulham are a funny team because they've done that to a few teams, you know. I mean, we struggled against them. Brighton got pasted by them the other week. Seems to be when they put stuff together, because they're having a real run early on this season where they couldn't score for Toffee, and now say they've added Muniz in there, and they've got lots of threats coming through that midfield as well. They're a strange side, aren't they? Because I mean, they're well out of trouble. And deservedly well out of trouble. They just kind of go about their business, don't they? And they just go about their business. Let everyone else have points deductions and argue amongst themselves, and we'll be there this season. That seems to be the mantra, and it's working for them.
I mean, I think I said last week, they're so under the radar, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And they've got players like, say, Alex Iwobi, Bobby Reed, all chipping in, like, you know, finding moments, doing bits. It's a good little team they've got there and a good spirit. But as Charles said, Paulinho is so key to everything that they do.
It's quality.
That muck around on transfer deadline day with Bayern Munich went Fulham's way in a major way, because I think they'd be dragged into it without him.
I mean, and just in the chat quickly, Southend United asking where are we streaming. We're on YouTube and Twitch, so you can pick your poison. Absolute Football Podcast on both of them. I think at the moment the chat's probably more active on YouTube than Twitch.
Josh, as well, can I just explain why I was giggling? I was looking at the Fantasy League because I signed in. You're not 8th.
Wah, wah, wah.
50 seconds.
50 seconds.
Ah. Who's in my? Can you see the teams just out of interest? Who's in my
I
team?
bet you've got like 4 players that left in January or something.
You've got Becker.
Yeah.
You've got Alison Becker, obviously, in there. Then you've got Kyle Walker, Trippier, Shah, Salah, Douglas
That's not bad.
Declan Rice, Jared Bowen, Szoboszlai, Haaland, Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
And then
Oh, no.
your bench is Hennessy, Potts, Tompkins, and McAtee.
Hang on, Callum Wilson's
Not
That's
bad, to be
woeful.
fair, but Callum Wilson.
Callum Wilson's on the pitch. So I've had Callum Wilson, Szoboszlai, and Allison who haven't played for like months. That is how you FPL.
Go on, the crouch potatoes.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Just rocking it. I'm just rocking it. And John, I have no idea about.
You still can, yeah. We can send the link out. Although it might be a bit tricky to catch the points up. You're still probably
He'll catch
short.
Josh up.
Yeah.
He'll
You
catch
only need
Josh.
7 weeks.
You can compete in the monthly table, but no one really looks at that.
All you need to do to compete with me is have players who are playing. The players who play football at the moment, you'll be fine. Salaris, fine triple captain Callum Wilson. I'll be right back in it. I tell you, does he still play football?
He's on red, so he's injured. I don't know how long he's out for.
Yeah, he'll be out for the rest of the season.
Has he been
That's
in?
not
at
me
any
laughing
point?
at him being injured, by the way. It's the
Yeah,
fact
it's
you've got
shit.
him. I'm not that tired.
That's malicious. She
I
hates
promise.
Newcastle. He does play for
No.
Newcastle, doesn't he? Does he?
Yeah.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, does he really? Does he?
Yeah, I thought he was just an enigma. He's a mystery. I can't remember where we were talking about some sort of football. We've got Tom
Spurs being
Woods.
Spursy.
Tom, are you going down to Dale playing Southend on the 20th of April?
I'm not, unfortunately. I wish I was going, but I'm not because I'm working. So I'm gutted about that.
So everyone misses out. Everybody misses out on.
Unless I
on
pull a
Charles.
sickie. If I pull a sickie, I'll be there. Don't. Oh, this will get clipped now, so I can.
Yeah, exactly.
What an absolute dimwit.
Don't anybody say anything. It's not like we're on a live podcast. It will be fine.
It's forever.
Don't worry. This isn't kept on all good audio platforms.
Let's get rid of that bit. But yeah.
Oh, that means editing. That's
I'll cut over the top with you just saying, I can't wait to go to work on the 20th of April and just
I'm
leave
so
it.
excited.
There'll just be a freeze frame.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, won't say nothing. Won't say nothing to nobody. I tell you, as a sidebar, I tell you what we did miss out on. I mean, Shah, did you see it just at the West Ham game? I know we've gone past it already. Souček, did you see Souček's antics in the box? Because I know you love a bit of Souček. Right towards the end of the game, when he decided to try and score a goal, he's going to two-handed grab the defender, pull him to the ground, and hit it in with his arm, and then celebrate like no one saw anything.
If you're Thomas Souček, you can do that. He's just one of them players. He's hard as nails, isn't he? So I wouldn't want to fight him. So fair play to him, because if I were the other player, I would not want to get on his wrong side. So go for it.
He was a superb. Watch it in the highlights. It was great. I mean, Lucas is got in full vogue now. With a screensaver to upset everybody. The crazy boom in the chat saying just edit it, post. No one will hear anything, Shah. No one knows. Johnny said, Shah, does your boss watch? Does your boss watch, Shah? Your boss watch?
Your boss wash.
Your boss wash. Does your boss wash? Tom said he can get you the program if you like, Shah.
Oh, thank you.
Until the boss wash. And Luke wants to know, you go into this?
I'm hoping I'm going to Gateshead because it is over Easter. So I'm hoping to go that one.
And if anybody else would like to know any other games that Charlotte's going to be attending this year, please comment below. We're going to get back to you in due course.
Charlotte, just make your calendar public.
You should do that, Charlotte. Charlotte's fixture list. All these people are going, you can wave as you walk down the field, and people are going, Shah, Lucky.
Lucky. I love it. I love it.
I said, actually, this is social engineering.
I know, actually. Yeah, it is. You won't want to. If anyone burgles my house, please tidy it for me. Please.
It would be one of them when they go to boot the door in and they fucking Bill's in the way. Fuck, Jesus.
Oh, man. Yeah, please give it a bit of a clean for me and cook me a nice meal for when I get back. Appreciate it.
You know, I always say if anybody ever mugs me, they'd be in a worse financial state than when they started.
Same.
Taking the card to the cash point, the blokes will be going, right then, mate, where's our dollar? And Graham said 29th of March, Good Friday, also his birthday, so he's accepting Easter eggs this year as a present.
Oh, I'll sing happy birthday as well.
Oh, what style? You gotta pick a style now. That's gonna be our new thing. Singing happy birthday in various stylings.
Oh, I'll think about it. Leave it with me.
You ponder on that. And I think that the next game, the last game, which we'll all touch on and then lead on a little bit into some FFP matters. Luton Town 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Charlotte, how did that game make you feel?
To be honest, it was one of them games where it was a 6-pointer for both teams, wasn't it? Because they both needed that win. They both had the chances as well. A standout one for me was early on, and I don't know if anyone saw it, but Ross Barkley had a really, really good chance. And that was a standout one for me. Forest did open the scoring with Chris Wood. And I'm not sure if anybody did see this, but I thought it was a really good finish. The angle and the stretch that he did to score it, I thought was brilliant. It was very disappointing, though, from a Luton point of view, because their keeper obviously kicked the ball. It went straight to Nottingham Forest, and then the goal just happened from there. So very disappointing for Luton. But they equalised shortly after, but it was ruled out by VAR. Shock. And it was actually, I need to say it right now because what we were saying off there, Mengi. Mengi. It was a Mengi handball. So Mengi handball.
Mangin.
Mengi, yeah. Handball. And obviously he caught it with his arm before he finished the goal. So then, that was ruled out. Luke Berry finally equalised for Luton. That was from a corner. A well-deserved goal too. Luton did create a lot of chances, had a lot of the ball too. I think they did feel a little bit hard done by as well, because I think there was some quite controversial decisions that they thought went against them. But I think both teams did all right. It was one of them games where they could have scored more. They both created chances, but ended 1-1.
Indeed.
Shout out to Rob Edwards as well. I do it every week.
just because he's nice to look at.
No, it's because he's a very good manager, and one day you will get a very good job.
Is it because he's Welsh?
No.
Are you sure?
Sorry, no. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. No.
I did a one with off here. She's even harsher than that, doing about Welsh people. I'm not going to say what Charlotte said.
Apart from Kieran. I need him to come on my lower league show at some point again.
But Crazy Boom in the chat saying the burger leaves note, took TV, but don't worry, tidied up and left a bit of food in the oven because it's been a long day.
Oh, speaking of burglars, right? I know I'm going totally off topic, but did any of you guys ever play or watch or see Sims? You know, the game Sims?
Oh, yeah,
the burglar would come to my house, steal my telly in a bin bag. I mean, what kind of burglar does that? It got me really annoyed, man.
I know, what sort of bin bag can take a TV?
It's like I
want to buy that bad boy.
On Sims 2 as well, I had a nice convertible outside because obviously I did Control-Alt-Delete Motherload, that cheats you got loads of I hacked the game and all that.
Unlimited money.
I know, but it came, the music came on. I got really scared and just put my convertible in a bin bag. What take that?
Do you know what? Do you know what the big giveaway is? The fact all this stuff's going to bin bag. It's Mary Poppins. The bitch. It's Mary Poppins. It's big with her bag.
This is the problem. The technology of burglars these days, as just your security system just can't keep up. It's a nightmare. Did you ever? I used to with The Sims. I used to put them in a house and put like a load of lamps and a fireplace and shut all the doors and play Big Brother to see who lasted to the end. That was my Sims experience.
Do they like start to stab and eat each other and things?
Yeah, I used to do it like 8 people, and it'd be like the quarterfinals of a competition, and then then they'd move rooms when they got to the semis.
Would you slowly do it like a tournament? You'd sort of graduate the roofs, you make the building slightly bigger. No, you can go to the next floor.
The next floor, exactly.
Oh, it was brutal. Sorry about that, by the way, guys.
You've had that story for 18 months, and you were like, talking of burglars.
Talking of burglars. Here we go.
I've been waiting for this segue since October
Finally.
22. Jesus Christ, all the shit we talk about on this pod, and I haven't been able to get the pod.
I know. I've got them all wrote down.
And what else do we get? I've tried to have a look at. There was something in here that I wanted. Apparently, Stockport have scored. Stockport are leading Crawley Town.
Happy. I haven't got my video today, Char. That's unfortunate.
That was funny. That was so funny.
And Crazy Boom telling you're welcome for the segue setup. That's what you needed, Char. Someone to set you up.
Talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon next, so I can speak about that. That's my new one I'm playing again.
Iconic game.
It's on mobile. It's so good.
That's going to be on my work tablet soon.
I've got a story about that as well, but you'll all think I'm psycho, so I won't say it.
Oh no, really? Gosh, that would be such a change from how we think about you right now. Please don't spoil the illusion. What were we talking about? Fuck gaming.
Sorry. When you have international breaks coming up.
Yeah, we'll save that. Absolute Sims, absolute roller coaster, and we can have that like roller coaster song as our theme track. Who sang that roller coaster?
Bewitched.
Was it Bewitched? Why am I thinking Ronan Keaton?
Oh,
he didn't know. He did one. Didn't the Chili Peppers do one as well? There's
they did do one actually. Yeah.
And Bon Jovi.
We'll make our own roller coaster song up.
What a show! What a show! But football, we'll go back to football for a bit.
Do we have to?
We're planning our absolute theme park now.
I know.
Well, instead of doing the FA Cup, we'll chat we'll chat 3 of the games in the FA Cup, then we'll crack back on with the computer games. We'll leave one of them. But I know,
you need your time in the haunted house, Josh. You're having some time in the haunted house tonight.
So we've got Where's Claire's and Svans and Charles Super Games and songs. Yeah, Life is a Roller Coaster. I keep thinking though, Love is a Highway song instead. That's not
exactly what I was thinking of. The scene from The Office just popped into my head as well.
And I mean, but on Nottingham Forest. I mean, Lucas, I'll start with you because I always enjoy your opinions the most. Deducted 4 points today. They got deducted 4 points for going a couple of like a good whack over financial fair play. Everton got 10 originally for a lesser offence. What the chuffing muffin is going on?
I mean, the Premier League are just making an example of these clubs. I think they're just putting their foot down. They don't want any external organisation having control over what's going on or investigating what's going on. I think, which makes sense if you're any organisation, you want to keep things internal and you want to have control. So I think that's what the Premier League are just doing at this point. They're just like, they're putting their foot down, but they don't want to be too harsh, hence the Everton points being pulled back. But yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Forest did the exact same thing, didn't they? They just overspent ahead of their limits. So it is what it is. And it shakes things up because they're now in a sticky situation down there, aren't they? So I think Everton are probably laughing at the moment.
Well, haven't they they're still waiting, Everton, for their second one, aren't they? Or have I missed something?
Oh God.
I'm sure they're still waiting on it.
Yeah.
They might be. They might be able to push it to next season if they're lucky, to be honest.
because I think I saw, was it you, Sam? You were in a chat with someone, and they were saying about the timing. If Forest appeal this now, it could end up by the time the appeal's heard and decisions made. It could be at the end of the season when all the games are done.
5 days after the end of the season, I think Mikey, who we had on the All About Forest, was saying, it could
then what
extend
happens?
that far. And then,
if it turns out that they survive, do they then relegate? They can't just relegate the other team.
No, after the end of the season, it would be chaos, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
can't do it really.
They've got to have a better system in place then, surely. But yeah,
Leicester have got one too in the EFL.
Damn, it's going around. Man City
that's the next
up,
season as well, isn't it? That's so if they go up, they're already stuffed before they start. Right? It's just.
I would have actually, if I were a Leicester fan, preferred it this season because I think even if we got that small, was theirs 4 points as well or something? They're saying
they reckon similar, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah. If it was the 4 points, I think they'd still be up there, and they'd obviously have more of a fighting chance of going up. But I think next season they'll be one of the favourites to get relegated anyway. They'll struggle, so I think it'll have more of an effect on them next season. Where I think this season they'd still go up, even if they got the 4 point deduction, because they are still up there.
I mean, Crazy Boom in the chat, he's saying he thinks it feels like there's only 4 points to try and prevent a successful appeal as Everton had, and all the carnage that would probably bring in. Heather's saying, they bought 45 players, so like 4. There's so much chat here. I'm losing my way entirely.
If Forest get relegated as well, I know they get parachute payments, but I think that could really affect them financially.
Well, they planned, haven't they? And he was that sort of the statement that they came out. That's half what he was saying. He said that this is a play to try and challenge, which on the reverse is a bit like, okay, the whole point is also they're looking at this with the survival of clubs, really. That's also another side. And he's obviously trying to jump them up that next step. But they were arguing, wasn't it? They reckon it was a loophole because they'd sold Brennan Johnson later than they should have done because it could make more money, etc. It's like, as soon as you start going around the rules, there's no rules, is there? So it's a difficult
one. And I agree. I mean, in that vein as well, it's like so willy-nilly with the points. You can have 10, you can have 6.
It's not transparent,
you can have 4.
Yeah, and transparent as a cow pat on a windscreen. It's just like, no one's got an idea what's going on.
Yeah, when you've accidentally turned your wipers on.
Yeah.
But I think that I know, like Lucas, you were saying about they were doing it to try and get that independent regulator. But if anything, for me, it sort of enforces the need for it, because it's sort of showing nobody knows what the bloody hell is going on, because we're just giving out points like confetti. It's very
it's a new area for not a new area, but I think it's an evolution with the Premier League in terms of what they're trying to achieve here. So external help, there's definitely got to be a reason why they don't want to. They don't want to go down that route, but I guess we'll never find out. But I mean, the timing is just a bit unfortunate. We're happening at the back end of the season because it does change things quite a lot in terms of teams down there, how they approach it for the end. So I think hopefully they get better with it, and then these things kind of kick off earlier on in the season, or even over the preseason. And then teams just start. The ideal situation is teams just start off with points deductions. Let's be real.
Yeah.
We might see that with a certain club from Manchester. But
Dog agrees, mate. Dog's with you, mate.
Yeah, he's not having it. I think he might be a Forest fan, unfortunately. So.
Oh God.
No.
But I mean, in the chat, we got Hannah joining us in the chat. Good evening, Hannah. And of course, if you don't follow her TikTok or follow Hannah on Twitter, please do. You're missing out. If you want to see men being put down for being chauvinistic pigs, that is a fucking hoot. That is a hoot to join in on. Look at that. That gets me so waked up. I even dropped my first F-bomb in quite a while. Look at that. She's good. What about? She's loving it. Bit of fire there. Graham is saying FFP is as transparent as VAR. The Premier League clearly has an issue with initialization. It's just, it's so bizarre. And I think do you know what it feels a little bit like? Is that subjectivity? People say we want to be able to be subjective and adapt a situation to whatever. And I think that's the issue. You need to have rules. This is the line. If you do this, this is the punishment. And then you can sort of progress from there. I think it's all this wishy-washy, silly Billy nonsense that doesn't work for anyone. So aside from silly Billy nonsense, Shad, do you have any input that you would like to add?
Silly Billy nonsense should come to me.
Silly Billy nonsense. the home of silly billies.
It's just frustrating, isn't it? Like we've all said with the Manchester City and Chelsea things, and I feel like they kind of hit hard at the most vulnerable teams, like the ones at the bottom, which I think, don't get me wrong, if they've done something wrong, you have to punish them. But what about all these other clubs surrounding them? And I actually saw on Twitter as well, someone calculated if Manchester City gets the same treatment as what Everton and Nottingham Forest have got for all their 115 charges, it'd end up in National League with us. So bring on Manchester City, boys.
Shah will be working. She won't go. Shah will be working.
Yeah. Oh, no. I won't go. I promise.
You want to see Haaland? Come on.
They'll be fine because they've got all this really big legitimate revenue sources. So then don't worry about them. You know, it's all real there. Must see in the chat saying they don't want to change the rules because that would mean they'd have to read stuff. I think that's true. I think they just like to make things up in the Premier League. Yeah. Mr. Luke loves it at Man City in the National League. I mean, it's the thing that. Well, what I have been a little bit agitated with the Man City thing. I get it. There's a lot more involved. I think there was something ridiculous, like 4,000 pages to do with Nottingham Forest's one charge. So when you extrapolate that over 115, that's an awful lot. But if you're going to do it, if you're going to issue these charges, be ready. So you can say, we've already assessed all of this. We've got all these charges. We've made them in a timely fashion instead of just waiting. I mean, because what is it? If they're doing the tax year, April, end of last tax year was like last April. So if that's the revenue they're putting it on, that should be done. 115,
no. 115. It's not as if it's like 3, 4, 10. 115. That's what frustrates me.
Yeah.
And then I think people are like, there's 3 main charges though that we've got. We'll just do them 3 big ones then. Yeah. Just do those.
We'll wait for the other hundreds.
Do you know what I mean? Have a day off. I mean, Heather's. I don't think they allowed them. That they just do stuff. City just do things. So that's you can't really help it. Pep non-league to legend.
I was going to say, didn't Pep Guardiola actually come out and say that if they have come out and said that if obviously they are found guilty of these and he's been lied to by the rest of Manchester City and the people involved in Manchester City, I think he actually said he'd leave straight away. I'm sure he said that in an interview.
He did say that. I sort of question Pep.
This is from clause, isn't it?
This is from the legitimate Pep, mind, who failed a drugs test during his time at Barcelona. So he ain't squeaky clean to be casting aspersions at the club. He knows who he's walking in for. He goes round to their houses and tax havens every year, doesn't he? But
I'm saying nothing. I'm not getting brought into this. We might have an all about Pep Guardiola episode when it happens.
God, I don't want no legal stuff. I don't want to read stuff.
You never know.
He knows those ain't real companies. No, he knows it. He's getting paid by 7 different companies. He's not sitting there completely oblivious. But that's allegedly. All allegedly, apart from failing the drugs test, he did actually fail the drugs test while he's at Barcelona. That's not alleged, but all the other stuff that is allegedly, don't come after us, Man City. You know, you'd probably get 20 quid if you did, and then that would be it. That'll be everything. Apart from all this stuff that Shah's got in her bin bags from my Sims game.
Oh no, you're not having my Sims game. I'll fight you for that.
Or a roller coaster tycoon.
Oh no, I'd actually give up Sims for this roller coaster tycoon. It's epic. If anyone wants to download it and come and visit my park, please do. I'll be your friend.
Visit my park. New sponsor, roller coaster tycoon.
A haunted house and everything, and one of them really cool big slides where you go around.
Shah's using this for an advertising opportunity.
Influencer. If you want to come at me, do it.
I need the friends. You get extra points for friends visiting, Shah.
Oh, honestly, right, I don't think so. I don't think you can actually do anything. I think you can just have a look at their park and kind of see what their ideas are about and bring them into your own and cheat. A bit like that. But allegedly.
Allegedly.
But if a company does want to give me free games, I'd give you all a game of Roller Coaster Tycoon. I wouldn't be shy. I'd dish it out to my friends, you know. Sharing.
Whoever made the creators of Roller Coaster Tycoon, please contact us at Absolute Football Podcast at places.com.
No wonder I've got a sore throat with all this talking. I need to chill.
Yeah, Charlotte did. She's done me in. Shah's haunted house in the hashtag merch, please.
It's got no lecky in that haunted house. Sorry, everyone. I've kind of gone off football now. I do apologise. This is why my lower league's on for like 3 hours each week.
I know. I don't. Can you imagine? Absolute Football Podcast sponsored by Sims. Oh, can you imagine?
Brilliant.
Could happen. The intros we could make for roller coasters and theme parks. Can you imagine? The intro. Sam's limericks.
They might give us a free day at Alton Towers. A podcast trip. We could do a vlog even. Sorry. Imagine.
Add that to the podcast bucket list.
Yes.
A trip to Alton Towers. A vlog at Alton Towers.
All of us there are vlogging it.
I think
in a coat.
in case she gets wet.
We're on the log flume.
We'd all have to get clear masks, all of us, with our coats on, all like 20 of the podcast people with the clear mask on. Freak the shit out of her, wouldn't she be terrified? Don't tell her it's going to happen. Where is it? Where was I looking? Hannah's asked, did she miss the 3:30 game? Haven't. We've been saving it. That is going to be coming up very shortly because we will. Jen wants a vlog, a Charlotte vlog. Mr. Luke said that's our next hashtag merch, please. Clear masks. Do you know what? You've got to start. We need to do clear masks and do like a thing. Send in your pictures with your clear mask of people at games all across the
on
UK.
holiday.
All these people everywhere, like I'm watching Skegness play. It was just this clear mask. It's like some big overcoat. Please, that would be absolutely epic. Where are we? Football. So football. I tell you what, while we're having a bit of a giggle, did anybody see Raheem Sterling's free kick for Chelsea this weekend?
He had a man, didn't he? It wasn't just that. It's a penalty, and he had a missed a one-on-one as well. That free kick was just,
that was. I mean, I don't know if you've seen it. I don't think you watched it, did you, Shah?
I was too busy playing. I'm joking.
I tell you what,
I wasn't.
You probably saw it coming over the top of your roller coaster, to be fair, in the park.
The thing is, what really got me is the free kick is sort of like dead in the middle of the goal. He's got this wall by here, so he's trying to go up and bend it over, but instead he's just launched it at the steward at the top right-hand side, right at the top where someone's going to take a leak because it's nearly half time. He smashed it, didn't he? It was sensational. Sean telling us he's seen better free kicks in Sunday League. Heather's asking, is he past it? I mean, Lucas, did you enjoy a little bit of Chelsea 4, Leicester City 2?
I did. I wish Leicester actually didn't concede 4 goals, but Disaster's own goal was hilarious, by the way. That was a personal favourite of mine.
Absolute disaster.
Absolute
I forgot about that.
We're talking about Sterling and we're missing the 30-yard screamer from... Oh, man.
That was sensational, wasn't it? I don't know, what was he thinking? That was just like... It's beautiful.
Did you see
technique.
the commentator on the highlights? I forget it was the co-commentator. It might have been, I think it was Martin Keown, not my favourite co-commentator, but I think he said, "Why has he tanked it there?"
Yeah, just absolutely loofed it back. Great goal, but yeah, it was. I mean, it's Chelsea. We're going to win that, and they're in another semi-final. So yeah, we'll see what happens.
To be honest, those were just the highlights for the game for me. Was the Casio goal, Raheem Sterling. Yeah. I mean, Sam Sterling booed off by his own fans. You feeling it?
No, there's a lot of stuff at Chelsea that's wrong. It's not Raheem Sterling's fault, is it? I mean, it's a poor free kick and where he's at. He did all right for some of the assists in the goal. He gets in the right positions and things. And Chelsea just they're just an unhappy place, aren't they, at the moment? Unhappy. I mean, they were fortunate because they took the foot off the gas. Leicester come back in. But Leicester have still got Yannick Vestergaard and Wout Faes at centre-back. I mean, if they're coming back up the Premiership with that, it's going straight back down. That's why they've conceded so many goals recently in the Championship, I think. They're fantastic going forward, but not great at the back. And Sterling still finds pockets, just don't let him shoot. It's kind of always been the same. He scored quite a few at City because they were 2 yards out, and even that didn't always kind of work. It was that back post running he used to do. But yeah, finishing's always been hit and miss. He goes on streaks, doesn't he? But Chelsea are just... If they didn't have Cole Palmer, where would they be? Jesus.
And I think Boom saying in the chat, do you think Palmer will allow Raheem Sterling to take the penalties anymore?
Not a chance in hell.
No.
And do you know what? It's again, I just run and kick the ball. Don't do all this silly running stuff because, like we said, I mean, if it works, then it works. But when it doesn't, you just look silly. So just run because he did it before his free kick as well. And I thought, Raheem, it's not working for you, mate. Just run and kick like you're playing football. I would have given that a whirl. Crispin for saying for that own goal as well. He was nowhere near his own box. Sanchez. It was just beautiful. What an own goal. What a great game to watch. For the comedy neutral. Shah, if you're bored, you want something in the background, just have a giggle at. Watch the highlights from Chelsea Leicester.
Makes a change from Rochdale, so yeah, I will.
Yeah, it's good. Highlights. It is. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, we'll move on to the next one. Man City 2.
No, he's still going. He's still going the other ones. He's procrastinating.
Yeah, I'm leaving it.
He's avoiding it. He's avoiding
We've had talks about Sims, Roller Coaster Tycoon. We're talking about his washing in a minute.
Man City.
Man City won another game. There you go. Summary done.
He paid me money to actually talk about Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't like the game.
I knew it.
I don't like Sims, but I got a good wedge of money.
I will sit here until 2 a.m. until we get this game.
There you go. Man City beat Newcastle. They're awful. Callum Wilson is still injured.
Yeah.
There you go.
Despite what my FPL would tell you.
Right, Josh. Where would you like to start?
So Wolves 2, Wolves 2, Coventry 3. I'll be honest with you.
Coventry a shout out to you though.
What a game of football! I mean, for me, they just absolutely dominated them, and it's I mean, Sam, did you see anything from Wolves? And do you think was that Wolves? Did they have a bad game, or just Coventry just seemed so much more up for it?
I caught portions of it and say Coventry were fantastic. You know, they were playing for their lives out there, which you can completely understand. And you don't want to take anything away from them because it's still a very strong Wolves side out there. I mean, I think Ant and I were talking last week on the lower league, and we both fancied Coventry. So we said Wolves, I think, have Cunha out, Hwang Hee-chan, Pedro Neto, some of their attacking players, and Coventry are on a bit of a tear. So, and they're going to have the going for it and going out to try and change things up, and it looked like it had kind of gone away. But that kind of spirit, and I mean the goals that they scored were brilliant as well. That final finish, absolutely brilliant. So yeah, I made up. I mean, I've always been one supporting the underdog unless it's against us, obviously. But next round might have to be a little bit different. But no, I think they did absolutely fantastic, and you can't really take. Yeah, you don't want to say it's because Wolves didn't have this. Coventry deserved it, earned it, played fantastic, crowd behind them, phenomenal for the club, and well deserved for me.
It was good. I mean, Lucas, do you have any praise you would like to shower on Coventry for that performance? Are you wearing sky blue? So I assume so.
They did well. I'm proud of them. So they just got to continue this into the next game, please. Where the football world is praying. We're with you, Coventry. Just you can do it. You can do it. You can do it and get to the final. But I mean, Wolves is one of those teams that you is anyone surprised? I mean, it's definitely an upset, but it's not a surprise. Like Sam said, there were injuries, but also Wolves are one of those teams where it's like you wouldn't be shocked if that happened to them against. And it's not Coventry are bad. They're one of the top teams in the Championship, and they nearly got promoted last season. So they turned it on, and I think they'll give United a good game. I think they will, but problem is if they concede, they've got to handle it well, because you'll end up in the situation the floodgates open and it'll be 4-1 before you know, or 4-0. So I'm looking forward to that. Two good semi-finals. But yeah, go on, Coventry, give it a go.
Ellis
back
Sims
at Wembley again.
Scoring goals as well. Ellis Sims is really form. And,
did they sell him, or is he on loan from Everton?
Oh, I don't actually know.
No.
Let us know in the chat for sure. I can't remember.
As well, it'd be really good for Mark Robbins, because obviously he used to play for Manchester United, didn't he? And going back there now as manager, so that'll be.
It's the whole story, isn't it? With Mark Robbins, massive.
All right, so Simon's saying that they bought him.
They bought him.
Anna's digging you in the chat here, Lucas, just giving you a bit of grief.
1942.
I mean, what I was very curious to see what everybody felt about. I'm all for shenanigans and shithousery on the pitch. I do quite enjoy that. Ball boys being naughty little ball boys. Mark Robbins then celebrated in the face of the young ball boy. I mean, Charlotte, what did you think of that? I loved it. What were your thoughts?
It's one of them, really, isn't it? Like, I can see both points of view. Like, I do love it, but then I just think to myself, he's a little kid, by the way. And if that was someone doing it to your kid, you'd be absolutely fuming, wouldn't you? So I do see both. I do see both.
It is, isn't it? I gotta be. I'm thinking the same thing. How would I feel if someone did that to my kid? First of all, I'd be like high-fiving my kid for like chopping the ball and going, and at the same time, I would laugh my box as long as he wasn't like inappropriate celebrating, like groin pumping or something like that. You know, then that's then. I'm,
in a WWE, like what's
I'm not down with that.
I've got 2 words for you, Mark Robbins.
That would have been gold. Yeah, he probably wouldn't be manager much longer after that, but the memes would be timeless.
Oh, Rusty. I enjoyed it. I thought it was quite good. I think
the kid deserved it, to be honest. He learned a valuable lesson that day. So
yeah, exactly. Because you're there, aren't you? You know you're going to provoke.
That's your job, and you're affecting the game by doing that. So
yeah,
he'll learn next time from doing that again.
Though. He might have really enjoyed it. He might have been like, "Did you see that? I had a championship manager celebrating in my face."
The championship manager,
I rattled him that much. He came
and then the Wolves manager complaining about it in the press conference afterwards. It was just like, shut up. Yeah.
We are glad
we're so sensitive these days.
Yeah, I mean, because just let people celebrate. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine as long as it's not offensive or abusive. Just having a laugh. It's fine.
If I try that a day or now and I end up getting like Stuart taking me out of the ground, I blame you lot.
Charlotte's good.
Boy, ball boy.
Do you know what is offensive though, Josh? Fat shaming, which takes us on to our next topic, which you've been avoiding so much, but
segue of the
year. Shall we get into your lashes? No, I'm not talking about you, Josh.
I need to find a jacket.
The crazy thing is, I didn't even think the journalist was out of shape. It was just a really weird comment. But do you want to talk about the game first? I've got a question. I've got a question for you, because this actually annoyed me, and I don't know why it annoyed me. Why the hell did Jurgen Klopp start like 8 of your first 11 on Thursday against Sparta Prague at Anfield when you 3-1 up? It was the craziest decision. I think it's up there with some of the worst decisions I think I've seen from a football manager this year at the top side. When you're fighting for the Premier League and you got United in the FA Cup, and he starts Salah, Szoboszlai, McAllister, who else is in there? Harvey Elliott, Nunes. I think Luis Diaz didn't start. I think it was only like Luis Diaz. I think Virgil started.
It was a really strong side.
Andy Robertson as well. It was like, and then you're 4-0 up in like 15 minutes. It was like, well, duh, you're playing Sparta Prague at Anfield. What did you think was going to happen, Jurgen? Like, seriously. And then that was crazy, because you looked tired on the weekend, and that's why they were saying the question was very fair. It was, where was the intensity? It was like, well, he played like 50% of this squad against Sparta Prague on Thursday. So no wonder they're not up for the game, and they're tired of 90 minutes.
I mean,
100% on Klopp.
I tell you, guys, you can decide which way round you want to do. Do you want me to bemoan the Liverpool side, or would you like to see Sam celebrate the United victory? I don't mind.
I'm courteous. You go first.
That makes me think you should do the other one.
I mean, the thing that annoyed me a little bit was just the game management was poor. I agree with you. We did with the last couple of games. We've played uber strong squads when we haven't needed to, and I think we got to a point where everyone was too tired. Everyone was a little bit too tired, and I think it was. I didn't like it. What I didn't like is it felt a little bit to me like he sort of went, "We're 2-1 up. It's United. We can do this," and started pulling players off. And I'm not a fan of that. I think I might have said to Sam privately in one of the chats that the substitutions had unnerved me. They were far too early, far too many, and unless you're 2 goals ahead, that's when I would start to shut up shop a little bit. But once you have a team that isn't set up to defend, if you're not a team set up to defend, don't try and defend. And to see a game out, you just keep that attacking. It's really rare. It's really rare that we have poor game management from Klopp, and I think the last 2 or 3 games, it's been bad game management. Almost a little bit like I think he knows he's coming to the end. He wants to try and win things, so he's going all out guns at the start and then trying to pedal backwards. And I think the moment got away from him, and he made some mistakes because we could have won that game quite easily in the second half. We could have wrapped it all up and could have been done. Would have been a very different time, but. Yeah, bad game management, and fair play to United for battling to the end, because that's what you got to do. They didn't stop, and you got to keep pushing consistently, and that's what happened. That's me. That's how I feel. Disappointed a bit.
I'm also partially to blame for you losing this game, because I don't know if you've heard, but I've got a little bit of a curse going on since the World Cup, where anytime I tweet something football related, the opposite happens. And I called him Marcus Rashford Trashford right before he scored.
I did see that.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It's been happening since the World Cup. There's no cure for it. I've checked online. It's just a pure curse. If you see me tweet something like that, just know the opposite is going to happen. So I'm a little bit to blame for you to go in the extra time. But it was still even. So, I'm only partially to blame for you losing that.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
But I mean, Salah off again. Like,
it was bad game management, and I think it's only well, come on, big Sam. I specifically Sam wasn't United fans. He wasn't meant to be here originally, and because I'm just going to say Cubs got the African juju.
It's bad. It's honestly bad every single time.
But I will say I'm such a good sport. I messaged Sam specifically, didn't I, Sam, to say, do you want to come on and enjoy the moment? Because I'm the big man. I'm a big man, according to Lucas.
Quarter-final, but anyway, I'm not gonna say anything because I'll get, when did Arsenal get knocked out? Where's the Champions League? So I'll be quiet.
But Sam, Manchester United 4, Liverpool 3. How did that make you feel?
Fucking elated. There we go.
It's an X-rated show tonight.
It's because we were on lower league last week.
This is it. I spent some time on Thursday and my morals are out the window. It's all gone. So first of all, I think some context, because I get everyone going, United are going nuts, whatever. You've got to remember where we're at the minute, is that we're waiting on a Premier League title race between Liverpool, Man City and Arsenal, which for us is the worst 3 you could have, to the extent that I want Arsenal to win, and it's the equivalent of eating a raw chicken knowing I'm going to be sick in a couple of months. But that's the best option. That's the best option I have on the table. Yeah. It's that bad. So I think that played into it. And obviously no one was expecting it from our side. We've been poor again in recent weeks. There's no straight. You couldn't see that result happening from our side. Really couldn't see that result happening from our side. And I think that's what surprised United fans, because that first half an hour, 35 minutes, whether Liverpool's energy or whatever wasn't there, we actually tried to press and tried to do things that worked. Never seen that from us. And then 2 years, basically, since Ten Hag started. Very rare we start a game on that front foot. And I think that's what shocked us. And then we went 1-0 ahead. And we didn't manage the game very well at that point at all. Liverpool then got on the ball, possession, started to dictate the play, and we were shaky and capitulated, which happens time after time and time again. The same issues that we've always had. So going in at 2.5 time, I was thinking, gee whiz, this is this is trouble now, because Liverpool are just gonna penetrate. They're gonna take their time. And then you're gonna punish us. And that's what should have happened. That's the way the second half was panning out. But I've never seen Liverpool make that bad decision making in the final third. You had a 5-on-2 at one point, and you didn't even get shot away. 5-on-2. United's shape was all over the place. We couldn't keep the ball, and it was only really kind of going one way. And I think, I saw Liverpool bemoaning the substitutions. We brought on Anthony and Harry bloody Maguire. That was our go-to, our first throw of the dice. And then all of a sudden, as the game kind of went on, you're thinking, well, you know what? It's 2-1. It's 2-1. There's still a chance in here. And they had a bit of belief, that the only thing we can say at the minute is they showed the spirit, which is what United fans want to see. And that's I think, what kind of got them through that period. To get that goal late, obviously Rashford had that one right at the end, which was, I don't know whether it was offside or not in the end. They don't think they even showed it, did they, the replay? I don't know if they've even seen it. I was just too disgusted with what's happened with the finish to even give a monkeys at that point. But then extra time to react again, because Liverpool dominated the game, but we're behind on XG. A lot of that probably because of Marcus Rashford. And 2 of the goals they scored were deflected. You got to shoot to win the lottery, so sometimes it happens. And Salah, where Ronaldo made a really good save, he was well positioned and he banged it in from 2 yards. So I thought certain players played really well in kind of controlling a lot of what Liverpool did. I thought our fullbacks were really good. Wan-Bissaka hasn't played for like 3 months. Hadn't played for 3 months.
Quality.
Moved him over the left back
as well.
Left back, and he was coming, because Salah doesn't track back, it allowed him to come in as well, because we were on the ball. We were able to expose that weakness. When Liverpool were on the ball, it's a different matter. Wan-Bissaka, for me, defensively, marking a player is utterly superb. When he's out of position or he's got to decide between 2, that's where he fails, or positional. You stick him on one guy and you've got that structure around him. And he did really well, because I thought Salah was quiet, scored, but, it wasn't Wan-Bissaka's fault for that incident. So we did really well with how we managed it. And then extra time was mad. As Hannah said, we had flipping Bruno playing centre back with Diego Dalot, and Bruno was injured. And I'm going to give Bruno a bit of love. He gets a lot of jip. I get why. We have it constantly on the pod. I know why. I know some of the antics, etc. And people question where's the lead, where's the desire, the rest of it. That guy never misses a minute. He's hobbling his ass around towards the end of that game, and he's doing a job for a team. And that's why I thought we were stuffed, because you've only got to have Núñez one-on-one there, and it should have been over. Ball over the top, find Núñez in space, but he decided to pass to McTominay instead on the edge of his 6-yard box, and we got the equaliser. And then the end is just madness, utter madness. And it was that relief of emotion, I think, because we've had some Tonkins against the top 4s. Liverpool last year, we defended against you at Anfield. That's all we could do. So the thought of beating Liverpool at the minute has not kind of been on the horizon. And obviously, it's hard to take, because you've got Klopp. People are talking about quadruples in March, which I always thought was a little bit premature and a little bit excited, because cup games can happen. You can have an off day like today and you're done. It's not a foregone conclusion. So it was just unbelievable. And a Mads finish at the end, just kind of crazy. But you had to ride your luck. Is it perfect? Are Manchester United back? No, no, they're not. But for a day, for an evening, for an afternoon, we're going to celebrate it. We're going to take it. And even if it doesn't go anywhere, we've got to take what that is and try and use that to try and get something back into the club to give us something for the end of the season. And say Ten Hag needed that as well. So massive. From a Manchester United perspective, that's why it feels good.
I think I said on, I can't remember which point, I think it was when Hannah was on, I'm always nervous about playing United. I said to some a couple of times, it makes me nervous because you always raise a game. When we play against us. It's very rare. That's why the shock result last season, whenever it was a 7-0, that's why it's such a big shock, because normally it becomes quite a competitive game, I find, because everybody wants to do well because of that rivalry that we've got there. Everybody wants to do well. And but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what sort of carries on. How are you feeling for the red card?
Well, the Ahmad one, yeah, it's again it's that rule, isn't it? It's silly, but in the moment, young kid, first goal, Old Trafford, lost the plot. I think was it Ant said it in our chat, was brilliant. He said, rocked up, got shit done, left. That's what he did.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a silly rule. However, it's the rule, so don't. It is silly, so silly.
I do get it though, because I feel like he had such a good season at Sunderland last season, and then obviously coming into this season he got that injury. He's not really been featuring when he's been back, so to have that moment and to kind of do that against Liverpool, emotions obviously running high. Yeah. He's so young, so I'm sorry, but I know it's silly, but I do kind of get it as well, because it's frustrations. They were doing so well last season, and then he thought, I can get my break now at United. Had a decent pre-season and got injured during pre-season?
he got injured, and his minutes have kind of been limited, so he hasn't really had the opportunity. And it's just as Han says, it's raw emotion. I mean, I almost choked on a roast potato. That's how emotional I was. I didn't even cut it. I just shoved it. I was just in the moment. That could have been it. I might not have been on the pod. That's how excited I got.
You got a great career on TikTok.
We're all just picking up that about Mark Robbins doing that to the ball boy, so we can't exactly then go into Ahmad, can we, and say, oh no, we shouldn't have done this because we've just been raving about him taunting a ball boy.
It's such a silly rule. I don't.
Well, he had Under Armour on as well. It wasn't like he had his nips out, was it? I mean, geez.
I mean, even if he did, you go to the beach, you see that. That's it. It's not like he's got a tattoo of, some dog being molested on his stomach.
All you have to do is go on Twitter these days and you see it everywhere. I'm sorry. Well, it's like, come on. I know.
I felt. I thought it was disappointing that that's a fool.
Can I also mention, on the subject of red cards as well, what did all you think of that McAllister Harry Maguire? Because I don't think Harry Maguire fouled McAllister.
No, that one.
I thought he should have got a second yellow.
I thought it was dangerous. His foot was up. I think it was definitely contestable. Like the fact that Maguire got the free kick against him baffled me. I think the yellow was
the one that got me, was it Joe Gomez that Cavati kicked one of your players?
Yeah, was it Garnacho or whatever as well? I think you got that as well. Yeah, we got over those as fouls, let alone bookings.
I'll be honest. If Gomez did get a card or send off, I would have been outraged, given that last week the ref said it's okay to Cavati kick someone in the chest. They can't say you can't Cavati kick him in the leg. I think Hannah said it was Wan-Bissaka.
It was,
and I think, it's just the same thing. I mean, Klopp saying he would have been dead. He would, if the ball wasn't. They studs to a chest. That's lethal. But that is because that confused me. Because I thought that was doing, because I thought he was high legged, and he could have really done Wan-Bissaka some danger. I don't. And it's just bizarre. All the decisions.
It was contestable, but you know what was? That was the one I was just like, this is just such an entertaining game of football. Is it the great? Is it something that as an analyst of football you're going to break down and go fantastic? No, it's not. But on top of what you'd had in the FA Cup, obviously I'm sat on the winning side, so I loved it. But still, as like a 4-3 is a quality game. People are saying the FA Cup's dead. A lot of Liverpool fans were saying again they didn't care about the FA Cup because of what they've got on. I think it needed that. It needed to show and to give it that kind of presence, because then it makes things like Coventry making the semi-finals mean so much. And that, whatever happens, full out respect to Coventry fans, and I know some United fans aren't, but they've earned their place in that semi-final and they deserve a shot, that shot. And because teams like United, Liverpool play those games out as well, it just helps build that, so that when you then get the underdog stories, they mean so much as well, and they've earned that tie. So it was
good that they both played it to the end as a game. It was a really good spectacle.
Can I just ask as well, with Ahmad being sent off, does that count in the league as well, or will he be suspended for the next round?
It's just the league. Yeah, it's just the league. It's not competition. I think he misses Brentford, I think. But to be fair, Ahmad's not been playing or starting. No. The problem is now we're all going to think Anthony's brilliant again. So
what a goal, though! Fair play. We do call him, but he did good, didn't he?
Of all the players, I think I said to you, Sean, when Anthony equalised, I said, if Mason Mount comes on here and scores the winner, this is just the greatest script you could write.
He came on. I was like,
hang on, here we go.
You know what? We did it deliberately. We let Anthony score just so people start thinking he's good again. So then you get stuck with him for another season. That was the plan.
So you give him a new contract.
yeah, 5 years next week. Watch it be announced.
Wow, that was but yeah, it was good game, thoroughly enjoyable. I mean, Lucas brought it up earlier. Do you want to discuss all off-field shenanigans between everyone?
Yeah, why not? While we're here.
I mean, again, what I quite like at the moment, the vibes I'm getting from Klopp is because he knows this is last season. He's doing what every manager wants to do. Whatever, because you can see. I mean, if you go back historically, Fergie's done the same, Wenger's did the same, Jose did the same. All the managers are the same. They try and differentiate one between the other. They're all the same. They've all behaved the same, and it just depends who people are looking at the time. But I think he's at this point where he's like, don't care anymore, mate. What are you going to do? Going to find a way.
Can I say something as well, which I've actually noticed? Every time something happens with Liverpool, it's like a way of protecting his team. It'll kind of get the limelight on him instead of like the negativity towards his team. So I think that's very, very clever of Klopp. And I've seen it a few times now where obviously when something's happened with Liverpool, if they've lost a game or whether they've not performed, he'll say something or do something. So then the news is on him and not the team. So I think that's very clever by him. And I've noticed it a few times.
And it is a switch from, if you watch from the last couple of years, if we've played bad, he said we've played bad. He's called players out. He's called the performance out. He's not really doing that this year. And I do think he was extra frustrated because he made mistakes in that game. And I think he knew and he recognized that. I mean, people are saying he called someone fat. He didn't call someone fat. He said, "Oh, are you in shape?" Which, when they're talking about fitness, they talk about the fitness of a football player being able to play consistent games. That's what he meant. If he went, "Hey, you fat bastard," then yes, I would totally be on board with that's a bit bang out of order. But it didn't say that. I mean, and you can tell Claire's on the Thursday pod. Look at that.
Oh God, I wish Claire was doing that interview. That would have been absolutely. There's no way Klopp wasn't being dragged back there for a proper dressing down after mouthing off. Jesus, she wouldn't have it. Wouldn't have it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm loving, and I'm a little. Oh, look, I think my dog's trying to come in. I'm loving how rattled everyone's getting by Klopp and by Liverpool at the moment. I've never felt like such a big club. This is the biggest I felt my club feel at the moment because everybody's focus is on us. There are teams, and then if a team's mid-table, there's not as much focus on them. If they lose a game, they lose a game. So you saw a bit of Spursy, people going about Spursy, that's fine. United get a lot of grief when you lose because you're a big club, and that's why people give you grief when you lose. If we lose a game, it's like the greatest thing that has ever happened to everybody else because we're bigger than all of you. But I quite like it at the moment, and I love Klopp, so I just don't care what you're going to do to me. Find me, I'm a multi-millionaire. It's irrelevant, and I quite, and like you said, Char, I think there is a bit of that because
it's a bit like what Alex Ferguson used to do the same as well. When something happened, he kind of do it, and he'd do something so it's all on him, so it takes the negativity then from the team. And I do feel like that's very clever from a manager as well, because then at least they're not getting the whole. So I do feel like I've noticed that a few times with Klopp over the years. I know with Klopp over the year.
That's going to be
as well. I think as well, just on that point you're saying, just about to say Klopp, and I think that's part of it because he's doing it. He knows exactly what he's doing. Bit of the attention. He doesn't care what rival fans think, rightfully so, because his job is to get Liverpool to that. But then on the reverse of that, fans don't like it. And you can see why they don't like it because they're not Liverpool. They're not behind Klopp. They see it as every time you lose, he does this. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to Liverpool or Klopp. He doesn't care what the rest of the fans think. But that's also then what creates we've all been there where there's like, oh, he's out again. It's frustrating. It's because he's not your guy. He's not my guy. It's not, that's, and you've got that affiliation. So it does give that kind of flip either side. And it's because he does it when you lose and you don't lose that often. So it seems at the moment this season, it's every time. And in some cases this season, the Tottenham game, there's been times where it's been fair, but I think it's been every game you've lost this season. And that's why other fans are like, and the loving with Klopp is if you're not Liverpool and you not the biggest is sickening. And I'm sure with United at times it's been the same. And now people ask because United won the game yesterday, they're like, oh God, Coventry knock them out. So we can't be having this. Soon as their team gets a bit of success, everyone's like, it's football. It's natural. It's competition. That's what happens.
I mean, the only thing that's been winding me is just the I think it's people's youth. People don't remember what other managers were like historically because they're very young, and I've got to remember I'm quite old now. I think somebody said, I think it was Steve Sean in the chat, that he thinks I was born 1942. I wasn't. That's not quite it. But,
1943.
And incidentally, I didn't get a gift, but I think it's everybody. Every manager has done it. All the good ones have done it because it's how you manage and you deflect. And he's I like to say, what's he got to lose? No one cares at the moment. And look at, isn't that nice? No, not quite. Not quite. Benfield's 33, not 33. I'm not even 33 years old or 66. No, sorry. And there's no prize. There's no prize. Anyway,
a free copy of Roller Coaster Tycoon if we get it right.
Can you imagine? And Treaty's asked, how many trophies are we seeing for Liverpool this season? I mean, for me, I only really cared about one all season long. And you can look back a couple of episodes. I think you were on, Sam, weren't you? And Charlotte. I think the three of us did one. Well, I said, for me, this season, the FA Cup, League Cup wasn't for me. It was just the one. I don't know. I'd like to think two.
You did mention the Q word, though. I'm not letting you get out of that. You mentioned the Q word. Or do I?
When you're in it, you've got to be in it to win it. You've got to be in it to win it. No, second time in like 3 seasons we've been in for.
We've been close. Yeah, the Liverpool manager. We've been close. We've been close.
You've got to be in it to win it. But yeah, I only really care about one, and it's not the one that we've won.
Europa League.
But do you know what? In all seriousness, I think. Correct me if I think that's the only one we haven't won. I think that's the only cup that we've been in a competition for that we haven't won.
Lost in the final to Emery, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah. Was he at Sevilla?
Seville. Yeah.
So I would. Part of me would like to win that and the league, but if I had to choose between that and the league, I'm picking the league because
2015 or 2016. 2016.
It was proper early doors because he's finishing the top 4 most of the time. I think the first 3 seasons was a bit up and down, but
yeah.
I mean, but Sam, how are you feeling about playing Coventry City? If they bring that sort of high pressing, intensity, passionate game, how are you feeling about it?
The way they play, actually, where they're quite direct, that worries me a bit. We struggle a bit with that, I think. The expectation, the players will have to have a different mentality, and we saw them struggle a little bit with that Newport in the early rounds. You know, we had that game in our palm of our hand after about 20 minutes, and then exactly. And to be fair, I don't begrudge Coventry any of this. To be fair, like coming too right, you've got to come at United and enjoy your day. And I think you've got that nothing to lose, go at it, everything mentality. United have got to play the game sensibly. They've got to respect. And they've got to, if they can quieten it down. But there's 2 ways of doing it. You quieten it down, or you hope they run the legs out a little bit on that big Wembley pitch, and that then we can use, in theory, the squad. We should have a bigger squad because we're a Premier League team and all the rest of it. But Coventry they're gonna have a right go, and so they should. I mean, all the stuff in the chat, to be honest, I'm a Man United fan. Everybody hates Man United. Everybody wants Man United to lose. I'm all right with it. I've lived this my whole life, so.
It's a big pitch at Wembley as well, isn't it?
That's what I mean. So direct, there'll be space, but then there's also going to have to be game management in certain areas as well, because we should have more of the ball. Exactly, and the Sunderland connection in the semi-final. But no, I'm not in that. You know, looking at you've got to respect the team that's in front of you. Coventry are a very good team. United are not playing consistently well, so I don't have any confidence. I don't have any confidence in the next game after the back of the Liverpool win that I won't see the trash again, because that's also what I see about this club. We get complacent. The team then go, oh, we're quite good again. Don't put the effort in, and then we'll go and get spanked by, you know, anybody. That can happen on the day. So
Spurs.
Exactly, we're a little bit Spursy. So when is it? I think it's this is still a few weeks away. Is it April, the semis? So
I did have it in front of me and I was disappeared now. I got Stockport in front of me for some reason.
And it'll be interesting on the rest of it, because Coventry they're still trying to sneak in those playoffs, aren't they? So how are they
like 3 or 4 points off, I think.
Yeah, are they gonna literally down it they're gonna try and use that as momentum, and they're gonna have one eye. It's very difficult when you've got one of the biggest games of your life coming up and you've got one eye on it.
It's interesting following because this is meant to be a bit of a transition season at Coventry. So I know it's the wrong show. This is meant to be Thursday evening, but they're a bit transition-y season. They lost 2 of their bigger players, and they're meant to be sort of rebuilding. But so I don't know. Obviously I've got a lot of family in Coventry, and the feedback I'm getting at the moment is they'll come for the league again next season because they weren't expecting it anyway. So they're all about the FA Cup and the Wembley trip.
Too right.
Yeah,
Semi-final was such an opportunity to against a United side that, to be perfectly honest, you just don't know. So the beatability factor is you're not playing. If they drew Man City, we know that story. We've seen that story every season. City deal with those with teams that they should be dealing with. No disrespect to Coventry, but Man City would play them and off the park. And maybe if you get your wish, you'll see it in the final. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I know Simon's happier in the chat than he was after the game. Jesus, I thought you'd lost looking at your Twitter account. My word. Not happy with this. VAR decisions. You're in the semi-final of the Cup. Give us a smile. Give us a smile.
I think part of me thinks I would wish Coventry drew Chelsea because I think they're much more consistently vulnerable than United are. But as long as it wasn't City, I think there's a chance. So we've got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, you'll never have a dream come true.
This is it. Whoever gets City in the final, who it's going to be, is I was there last season and we were out of it in 20 seconds. So
to be fair though, haven't Chelsea haven't lost against City this season? Haven't they drawn?
No.
So
drawn twice.
Maybe Poch
There's
is
a chance.
Dear God, all of our hopes.
Finishing's coming back.
The hopes hanging on flipping Poch, dear Jesus.
Come on, Poch.
I wouldn't use him to hang my dressing gown on. She's living a bit of United. She doesn't want United.
Good.
Nice.
Well done,
And look, Kieran's joined as well. Oh, you missed Sam giving Newport a bit of praise earlier as well.
Kieran had a lovely time on the Thursday pod. It was lovely last week.
Imagine another Manchester derby final. Ooh,
the last one didn't go great, so
you're almost like, what's the point?
Wait and see.
Yeah. I think United Chelsea is the better final, but I don't want United to win. So but I don't want City to get a treble.
This is where I'm at. I don't want City.
It's the dilemma, isn't it? Yeah.
Liverpool quadruple or 20. I don't want.
Definitely don't want Chelsea to win as well.
Coventry
have to win it.
Yeah,
have to do it.
We have Coventry to win it. We need Leicester to win the league again, and we need. But interesting. That is 20th of April. But apparently both games are in the fixture list as 20th of April. That can't happen. I don't think Wembley's quite that big, so.
That weekend is a shocker for me. That is not good. That is not good.
And Kieran saying, Sam praising you, but wouldn't expect anything less.
Got your back, Kieran.
So sweet. And she wants a United Chelsea final. Nobody wants City.
Let's have a basket case game because that could be 5-5 with some of the way that we play. You know, let's just go out. Either that it'll be 0-0. Let's be fair. United Chelsea finals in the past haven't been great.
Mason Mount getting a winner.
Mason Mount winner against Chelsea.
You'd love him then.
And apparently, look at that. It's Kieran's birthday on the 20th of April. Shark, get your singing voice ready.
I will.
For the death.
I've got a backlog now. I've got Graham's as well.
Look at that. We're all going to be sung out. We're all going to be sung out. But I think that covers all. I think that covers everything. And I did say to Sam I was going to upload my slides while we were mid-pod. I didn't. I've waited until we need them. And now I'm going to see. So if it doesn't work, we're just going to have to vamp. But fortunately, I've got some of the greatest podcasters in the UK.
Do you know what would be a really good idea for like the birthday theme? Like that wheel we do and absolutely not. You know, like we do on the Jimmy Fallon show where you have to sing it like a certain person or like a certain thing. That'd be so good.
There was a load of stuff in the chat which I didn't bring up. I think Heather said in the style of Stevie Wonder. I think that's the song. I don't think she means the inappropriate head shake. An Elvis Presley theme. It's Elvis Presley theme singing. Elvis Presley theme singing. And who else was it? You could do Marilyn Monroe. I'm trying to find the chat because there's a couple of good ideas. And I can't find them. Lost them all. If anybody can remember your ideas for our happy birthday theme songs, how we could sing the theme tune, back the theme tune. Elton John. I could do Elton John because I'm bald too. And did we do Luton Bournemouth? I didn't think Luton played Bournemouth.
No, because it was last week's. But yeah, what a comeback! Yeah, that was a midweek one, wasn't it? Last week, unbelievable. Still not enough points for Solanke and Dream Team, but an unbelievable comeback.
But let's take a quick look. We'll take a quick look at the Premier League table. Arsenal's still top. Lay Lucas, you're still top. Look at that! On a wonderful goal difference.
We must.
What do you think? How are you feeling? I mean, if City win all of their games and we win all of our games, you finish third. Are you gonna break this trend? You're going to break City.
We have to. We must. I want the double. I want it. Champions League in the Prem.
You greedy boy.
No, but the Prem is there. The Champions League is not looking good. It's right there. It's over to us. We win all our games. We win the league.
This is very true. This is very true.
At the end of the month.
Someone said this is death metal style. That was a death metal style happy birthday. I look forward to you. Charlotte could probably do that with a sore throat at the moment. I thought you'd enjoy that. And I like Martin's wake me up before you go. Who needs Sancho when you've got Diallo? Wake me up. Just take me dancing tonight. Dreedy wants Arsenal to win the Prem. And I thought we could be friends. I just hurt my heart now. Arsenal play at the Etihad soon. Apparently, I think that's one of their next games, isn't it?
Next up, next weekend.
I thought
after
so.
the international break. I think so. Arsenal next up. Let's have a little look. Sorry. It says Manchester City, the 31st of March.
Yes. Are you feeling it, or are they going to? They're going to spank you.
I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know about winning at the Etihad. I think the best we can get is a draw. So
I think we should lose. Personally,
we probably will, to be honest. But I think this is it. Like it's move on. Like do something or bust.
Is excited. 64, 63, 1 point separate in the top three, which is quite exciting. Aston Villa in fourth on 56, 3 points ahead of Tottenham Hotspur in fifth. Manchester United 6 points behind in sixth position. Sam, are you gonna go for fourth place?
Well, actually, the weekend went bad because Tottenham lost and Villa drew, so we did kind of gain a bit. But yeah, they've got to put a run together, and we've still got Arsenal and Liverpool again to play in the league and some other tricky fixtures. So again, I want to see us go on the charge, and that Tottenham result really did see me think, well, here we go. Of course, Spurs love this time of season, don't they? We've seen this before. Was it COVID season? I think we chased them down for about 15 points or something crazy. So, and Villa have not been in this position before, going for a final. So just keep your foot on the accelerator, see where you end up with that amazing goal difference that we have.
And Martin's asking me, do I think United can catch up? Don't care, mate. I think anyone could catch Spurs, and Aston Villa being there is bizarre. It's a strange scenario. So I don't know what to expect from it. So I think it's possible as long as you peak at fourth. That's fine, and then continue on that season upon season. I'll be dead happy then. But Sam wouldn't, and I love Sam, and I'd like us all to be happy together.
We do our best, considering the two teams that we support makes it very tough at times. But I think
shows how strong our bond is. See, cannot be broken.
Respect amongst exactly amongst all the carnage.
Such big men. The pair of us are. Monsters among the men we are. Martin was it that was meant to be for Sam. I assume so, but I was just going to keep on going because it tickled me. So West Ham in 7th, Brighton on 8th, Wolves in 9th, Newcastle on 10th. Newcastle.
Can I just mention about Newcastle? Sorry,
and then bombing their season.
No, to be fair to them, they actually contacted Rochdale Football Club, and they said, because obviously with our financial issues, if we could open a bar for them and they'd come to the club and spend money, you know, before the Manchester City game. So I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to Newcastle fans, because I think that's really, really good, them helping us out. And we all know Newcastle fans can drink as well. So thank you so much to all them fans who did come and support our football club. It really does mean a lot.
Oh, look at that. See, and that's the stories you want, not lunatics on Twitter talking mental stuff. Lovely stories like that. But yeah, that was good to see.
Nice,
and we should see more of that. And in 11th place, Chelsea. And as we said, just floating under the radars, Fulham in 12th. Bournemouth are 13th. Nice and safe Bournemouth. It's lovely to see. Boring. Crystal Palace, maybe not for long with new manager, man whose name I cannot remember how to say, so I won't even attempt it, but they're in 14th position. And then it starts to get really tricky. Then Brentford, 15 on 26 points, 1 point ahead of Everton on 25 points, who are on the same points of Nottingham Forest at the time of this table being produced, which was last night, obviously this afternoon. That has changed. Nottingham Forest are now on 21 points, which means Charlotte's team, she desperately don't want to get relegated. Luton Town rise up to 17th, 1 point ahead of Nottingham Forest. And should Everton get a similar points deduction for their outstanding charge, they could move up to 16th. Wouldn't that be lovely, Shah?
It would. And just for the Crystal Palace manager, even I can say it. It's Oliver Glasner.
Oliver Glasner. I couldn't remember it, to be honest with you.
I googled it, that's why.
Cheating.
I can say it.
To be fair, I think with Luke.
We've broken Sam. But look at that lovely pose. He's so handsome. He's so handsome. Look at him. He's like a cute little teddy bear.
Look pose.
Do you know what? Hang on. Can I? There's something I can do. Hang on. Look at him. Oh man, that is.
New Tinder bio.
That's it. It's not my poor Wi-Fi. I got cracking Wi-Fi. Heather has asked, do you think Brentford gets sucked? I think we did.
100%.
Yeah.
We did all mention that right at the start when we covered the game. We think that's a very real possibility. We have a special bond. We do. We all have a special bond with Luton. They're all of our friends. But unfortunately, it does look like Burnley and Sheffield United are pretty much done for on 17 and 14 points with negative 50 goal difference. The thing is, we're moving on to La Liga now, which Sam talks about, and he's left us. I don't know what to do.
It's all right. Yeah, Madrid are going to win it. It's kind of done. I mean, Barca playing, they're the best team at the moment in form. They're playing out of skin, but the gap's too wide. So Madrid, unfortunately, Girona just aren't going to do it. Oh, he's back.
Hey, sorry, I was like a mad Diallo. I got shit done and left.
We were just saying, Lucas was just covering for you there. Barcelona form.
What happened? Tell me all about it. I don't know.
Barcelona, the informed team. Madrid are going to win it. Girona will probably get a Champions League spot, but it's not over yet. Atletico got slapped by Barcelona on the weekend as well. That's probably the biggest result. That was terrible.
They put the run together, haven't they? Barca sort of, since they just said they were going to sack Xavi, they've all kind of got their act together a little bit, haven't they? Playing.
I think Barca are, in my opinion, I think they're favourites for the final on that side of the Champions League.
Talk of that, we'll have a brief. Should we have a brief moment on the Champions League final? Because have you ever seen a draw that's kind of been cascaded, such one-sided, unbelievable?
That was such a made-up draw, isn't it? That's not a real draw. That
the thing
is
like
is, though, somebody decided it.
Every single fixture, though, I think it's the best quarterfinal in years. God, every single fixture could go either way. Every single one. There's no clear winner in each fixture. So I think it's the most entertaining. It's going to be a really good set. Even Atletico Dortmund, I think it's going to be a good.
They're all awesome, aren't they? Real Madrid City over 2 legs. I'm wanting that.
Yeah,
I am wanting
There's
that.
so many storylines as well.
Yeah, PSG, Barcelona are so like samey.
Revenge
Models of each other.
It could be revenge.
Yeah.
Luis Enrique was the manager at the time when they battered PSG. So he's now managing PSG for that reverse fixture. Got Dembele, ex-Barcelona player. There's so many storylines. It's actually crazy.
There's the chance of Harry Kane scoring a winner to knock Arsenal out. That's a
Arsenal getting revenge against Bayern for all those. What's it for 10-2?
Or Eric Dyer gets the winner against Arsenal.
If that happens, oh my god. You've got what was the other one as well? So I think, I mean, the best final. There's so many good finals, but I think PSG Madrid might be a good final. Mbappe's last game before he joins against his new club.
I genuinely, I think because they've introduced that stupid new format for next
you don't
season.
like this could be the last hurrah.
That's why I genuinely think you cannot have picked better quarterfinals in the Champions League than what we've got. That's why I cannot for the life of me think that's random. Bollocks, is that random? It's not.
I think there's one I'd say is Dortmund are a bit of the outlier. It should really be Liverpool.
Liverpool,
Chelsea,
Atletico Madrid.
To be honest.
Liverpool Atletico would have been a good quarterfinal.
But Liverpool Atletico would have been, based on like United wasted the spot, didn't they? This year. But like even like a one that like it should have been Atletico Inter at this point than Atletico Dortmund. But apart from that, I think you're right. It's a quality quarterfinal, and it's going to be really entertaining because either way it goes, we're going to get some good games.
You are Inter threw that game away massively as well, didn't they? In the Milan, I think time they'll be kicking.
Could get an El Clasico final. Could get a Madrid derby final. You could get Arsenal versus Barcelona again. Revenge for 06.
I wouldn't like Barcelona's back line up against you guys, to be fair.
Yeah, but then again, it's at Wembley. Barcelona's record at Wembley is very good.
You love Champions League games at Wembley. You remember you had it, didn't you, for a few seasons? They went really well.
Well, Dynamo Kiev.
Yeah.
I mean, Martin in the chat, is he weird for not hating the new format? Yeah. It's just an excuse to get more teams in to have more games playing to make more money.
There's going to be some cricket scores in the new Champions League format. Crazy. It's not going to be.
I was looking at it today. We're currently sat in the Conference League. We've got the same bloody setup in that as well. I've got potentially the new format in the Conference League.
It's so much football.
It's all mad, but I mean, in the chat, Sam Almeida won.
I did. Things can happen. Live your dreams. Because Carrillo Baptistao has done the business against Las Palmas. They have. It's taken a ruddy long time. Maybe, how many points? No, that's not happening, is it? I thought maybe it's the start of a comeback, but it's quite a gap. So they've got to win. Something to cheer about at last.
I think it's lovely. Isn't it lovely? And actually, Martin, that's my bad. I read it wrong. He does hate the new format. That's okay. You're not weird. I retract my statement.
Is it confusing? I've got a question because I know Lucas played footy manager and stuff, so you'll have experience in that. Is it confusing while it's going on, or does it become a lot more clearer?
No, it is pretty clear, and it's the table format is quite interesting to see because you can move. It's a bit ridiculous, but you can literally move like up 10 spaces from one win and stuff. Yeah, and like all difference. But yeah, it's like I think it's 6 games now. 6 or 7 games with 2 in like January. Or 2 in December. I think it might be 2 in December or something. Can't remember. But yeah, like it's just a random draw and it's just crazy. Like you'll end up playing like Trabzonspor and then like Real Madrid and Juve and then Barca. It's just it's gonna be weird, but let's see what happens.
I wouldn't want to play Trabzonspor after the weekend. Jesus, what's going on in Turkey? My God.
We might have to add that league in at some point. But, I mean, we'll jump over to Serie A. Lucas, how much longer are we here on you?
This league is. I was giving Serie A so much praise last year, and this year it's awful. It's so bad this year. But Inter are probably going to wrap it up. They did drop points though. Everyone was expecting a bounce back after getting knocked out by Atletico, but they drew with Napoli 1-1. 1-1.
It was 1-0 at the time of producing this table, I will add.
So yeah, 1-1, but they're 16 points clear. They're way far ahead. And no one else is going to be able to stop them. So there's a little bit of a top 4 race, but Milan and Juve are definitely getting top 4. Thiago Motta is the success story with Bologna this year, so hopefully they can get 4th. But De Rossi at Roma is hot on their heels. Atlanta were doing really good form-wise, but they've fallen off. And Napoli just a bit of a joke this year, to be honest. So yeah, it's Bologna, Roma, and Atlanta. But I think Atlanta might they might have slipped up a bit too much recently. So you're looking at Bologna or Roma, which is cool because it's 2 footballers from the same sort of era managing it, De Rossi versus Thiago Motta. So,
God, you wouldn't want to fight them, would you?
2 nutters.
Jesus. And everybody wants it. Everybody wants it, Shah.
Lucky. The lucky one.
They got to win.
We've got a new manager, haven't they?
Did you apply after, Shah?
I was too busy on Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Was that your CV?
That was my CV. I'm sorry, but I'm too busy on Roller Coaster Tycoon and Sims.
Well, got in times for Lecky. Disappointed. They'll be disappointed. I mean, we'll jump. We'll try and do the Bundesliga in the same sort of vein. Incidentally, I keep every time I watch every season, Mario Götze is scoring. He seems to have a little bit of a renaissance going on at the moment, deciding he fancies scoring a couple of goals now and again. He's playing quite nice football. I think he's at Eintracht Frankfurt. I want to say he is Eintracht Frankfurt as they lost 3-1. You'd be glad to know that Sancho didn't score this week, Sam. In fact, didn't even start.
It's no Amad Diallo. He is no Amad Diallo.
Wow. He didn't even come off the bench. He just sat on the bench because, like I said, he might have scored a cracking goal last week, but his head was down. And for the rest of the game, I thought he was quite poor. But Dortmund won 3-1 against Eintracht Frankfurt, as Götze had. I just enjoy watching him. But there's incidentally Wolfsburg. Some good Wolfsburg news. They might have lost 3-1 to Freiburg. They have a new manager, Ralf Hasenhüttl.
Oh.
He's back.
He's there. He's over there in Wolfsburg after all of his success he had at RB Leipzig. So hopefully he's going to.
I've just forgot. We didn't do our guess who's back again.
Ralphie's back.
Tell your friends.
Ralphie's back. Ralphie's back. It's very good. Very good. Danke schon. And yeah, so but the big games is two big games, obviously the only ones that everybody wants to know about. Bayern Munich did smash Darmstadt after going 1-0 down. They did come back and smash them. Harry Kane did go off injured. He collided with a post because he's a silly Billy. So silly. But from what I've read, it's not a serious injury. He is still going away with England because that's what you should do when you've had a knock, is travel to watch England play some needless friendly that shouldn't even exist, because that'll really help him in his recovery. Apparently Bayern Munich having lots of contact with the England squad and all of their physios, but he's fine. He'll be all right. But what he did do was score his 31st goal in 26 games, which means now he has set a new record for goals scored in a debut season in the Bundesliga.
And still won't win anything.
Exactly.
It's true, isn't it?
This is very true, because yet again, the beautiful Xavi Alonso continues to ride high, still unbeaten, still of only one of two teams, I believe, that are unbeaten in Europe at the moment, and they just never say die. They're playing some cracking football. It was very scruffy game against Freiburg. Freiburg put up a good performance against them, some scruffy goals. Florian Wirtz, if no one signs him next season, I will be surprised. He's playing really well. And goal scorer for a little bit of Football Manager, Adam Holzek. Don't know if you boys can remember him. Football Manager legend Adam Holzek, versatility player. Indeed, he scored in the 40th. But that does mean Leverkusen is still top, 10 points clear. It could be happening. I think they got 8 or 10 games left. Can't remember. My maths isn't good enough. Whatever that number is, that's how many games got left. But they got 10 points there, and they just don't. Do you know what it feels a little bit like? The season where Leicester won. It is 8, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a little bit like the Leicester season. Do you know when it was scruffy? It wasn't always fabulous football, but they just kept churning. And when you didn't think a result was going to come, it just kept coming. And that's the sort of feel that it's got at the moment. So it's very exciting. As Leverkusen in the top on 70 points, 10 points ahead of Bayern, who are 4 points ahead of Stuttgart, who are 6 points ahead of Dortmund, who are 1 point ahead of Leipzig, who are 9 points ahead of Eintracht Frankfurt, who are 5 points ahead of Augsburg, who are 2 points ahead of Hoffenheim, who are the same points as Freiburg, who are 3 points ahead of Werder Bremen, who are 1 point ahead of Heidenheim, who are 1 point ahead of Mönchengladbach, who are on the same points as Union Berlin, who are 3 points ahead of Wolfsburg, who are on the same points as Bochum, who are 6 points ahead of Mainz, who are 1 point ahead of Cologne, who are 5 points ahead of Darmstadt at the bottom, who unfortunately looks like they're going to be going straight back down. And that is the Bundesliga. SBFL. Shard, do you want to talk about how's your throat feeling?
Yeah,
Charlotte's been battling through with a poorly throat this evening.
You wouldn't think it the way I've been acting, would you? But I'll start with the first game. So Celtic 3, St Johnstone 1. A very well-deserved win for Celtic as they dominated the game against St Johnstone. Goals from Farashi. I'll have to be careful how I say this one now. Kun. Kuhn. Kun. And Forest, I didn't want to get us banned, was more than enough for Celtic to get all 3 points. St Johnstone did get a late goal in the 81st minute thanks to Connor Smith. Celtic go top again by 1 point, but Rangers do have a game in hand due to them not playing this weekend. Hibs 3, Livingston 0. Hibs thrashed bottom of the league Livingston thanks to 3 early goals from Jordan Abita, Malida, and ex-Rochdale striker Adam Lafondra. I had to get that in there. Hibs jumped to 6 with 38 points, but unfortunately Livingston are still bottom. Kilmarnock 5, St Mirren 2. What a game as well. 7 goals in this one. St Mirren fans will be absolutely fuming with this loss because they really did start the game brightly. 2 first-half goals from Charles Dunn and Mikhail Mandrin had us all convinced that they were likely to take all 3 points. I'm guessing a half-time shouting at from Kilmarnock manager Derek McInnes helped spur his team on. A brace from Kyle Vassell, a Daniel Armstrong penalty, then 2 more from Marley Watkins and David Watson shocked St Mirren as they lost 5-2. It was a double whammy for St Mirren because their loss meant Kilmarnock took the 4th place spot. They are now on 44 points. St Mirren are now 5th with 42 points. Motherwell 0, Aberdeen 1. A Leighton Clarkson goal was enough for Aberdeen to take all 3 points home. Motherwell did score thanks to Angus MacDonald, but VAR did rule it out for a handball. Both teams are 8th and 9th in the league with 2 points just separating them. And then last but not least, Ross County 2, Hearts 1. Sad times though for the podcast. Hearts lost and Big Shanks didn't score. So I'm absolutely fuming. I wasn't actually going to acknowledge this one, but I have to. A brace from Simon Murray was enough for Ross County. Hearts did have their chances. Defender Stephen Kingsley did have the ball in the back of the net, but VAR ruled it out for an offside. Late substitute Yutaro Oda, I think he's called, managed to pull a goal back in injury time, but it just wasn't enough for Hearts. They are still 3rd though with 55 points, and Ross County are 11th on 27 points.
I'm just looking. Everybody loves a bit of sharp pronunciation, but we've got in here the SPL to investigate the late postponement of Dundee versus Rangers, and Sean's bringing it up as well. I've just taken a quick look at. I think it was called off like an hour before the game. Actually, tell a lie, a couple of hours, 10:15 in the morning. I think there was a 3 o'clock kickoff. It was called off due to a waterlogged pitch, which that doesn't feel right for Rangers. Rangers, the waterlogged pitch. So I'm not sure what the issue is on that.
Was it at Dundee? Was it? I think it was at Dundee.
I was going to say it was at Dundee.
I think the issue is probably the travel. I would imagine Rangers to Dundee. Dundee Chiefs said the hosts had done all they could. Rangers were unaware of any issues until the morning, upset by the inconvenience to their travelling fans. Philip Clement, it's a really bad advertisement for the league. Our kit man had to discover there was a problem because he arrived early.
And do you know what? We had a solution to this. If you watched absolutely WSL Women's Football the other week, Anthony and I, we have a plan to help all Whole Pitches Train. Check it out. It's on YouTube. I'm not going to repeat it now because we'll be here all evening and it'll sound so out of place if I just start shouting obscenities now. We'll head over to the Eredivisie. PSV is still unbeaten. They have scored 81 goals in 26 games now with a goal difference of plus 68, which is just crazy. Absolutely. I'm trying to find their game. What game have they played this week? Oh, they beat 21-0. Look at that. Just spoiled it. I don't know what team, because this is the team of funny names. This is the team of funny names.
So Warwick on this one.
Warwick. They drew Warwick. Draw with Excelsior. And what else happened? Ahzed Ahma won 4-0 against Volendam. Oh, anyway, no, they're further on down. The Uvenary Utrecht won 1-0 against what's that team name, Sam? NC
Nijmegen, I think. Nijmegen.
And that's 3-2 against Feyenoord. Sparta of Rotterdam. Oh, anyway, drew 2-2 against Ajax. PSV Eindhoven beat Twente 1-0. Fortuna Sittard won 3-1 against PEC Wallen. As we've already said, Excelsior 1-1 against Warwick. Betis Warwick. That's who Sam was hoping he was going to get. And then he realised it wasn't Warwick, it was Coventry. Coventry's next to
Warwick. Can I just shout out that semi-final draw? Ian Wright's reference to ball bag when he was drawing the balls. I thought was a nice little sneaky reference for a Sunday evening. Top work, Righty.
Beautiful work. And Hercules beat Go Ahead Eagles 2-0. And someone thought the NEC was in Birmingham. It's not. It's NEC. And what a league the Eredivisie with PSV still top, ahead of Feyenoord with Twente in third. I don't even know who gets Champions League, who gets relegated, apart from Volendam. They're probably going down, aren't they? Otherwise, I can't. Didn't we sing? We sang a song last week. No, that was League. That was this league. We were singing for League 1, where we've decided that PSG no longer warrant a place or position in this league, and it looks much more attractive this way. With who's on top, Sam?
It is simply the breast.
And so they're top. Monaco a third. Look at that. Just what's that? 4 points. 4 points separating second to fourth. And even less to six. So look at that. What a league. What a competitive league that would be without PSG there spoiling it. But at the bottom, Clermont's foot is still at the bottom. Metz up to 17th. I think Lyon, after all their issues, have raised themselves up. The proverbial Phoenix up to 10th. Now they're doing quite well. So it shows what happens when an ultra comes onto the pitch and gives your players a bollocking. They'll become very intimidating and start playing well. But that's it. I'm shattered. I'm absolutely beat. What a long podcast. But Lucas is thinking, what the bloody hell is going on? We didn't used to do this 2 years ago. Our Josh would be shagged out and be going to bed.
I'm running on fumes. And once again, I picked the wrong podcast to use the standing desk. Can't feel my legs.
but genuinely, you three, I just want to say massive thank you. It's been really great having the original OGs, the podcast originals, back together. I think this is probably the first podcast all four of us have done together in, I can't remember.
Yeah. Probably at least 12 months.
Yeah, it's been generally from me to the three of you. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. And while I've got the opportunity to have you three on, thank you for being here. Full stop. And for making the journey over with me nearly 2 years ago. What an awesome time it is. Really appreciate all three of you. I love you all dearly. And if people want to find you, Charlotte, something with you, where can people find you?
Do you regret asking me to come on with all this conversation tonight? You could have gone to bed like an hour earlier if it weren't for bringing me on.
It was Sam's idea, really.
But I'm most active on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'm SharXRAFC. And my Her Game 2 stuff is Rochdale HGT on them socials. And of course, you can catch me on Thursday on Absolutely Lower League. I think it's myself, Anne, Claire, and Rebecca from the WSL show this week. So should be a good one.
Superb. And Sam, of course, I don't regret asking you to be with me either. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Up the FN Ducks, probably on Twitter or TikTok and on the Absolute Football Podcast. Hoping to, although I'm going to be completely honest, I'm feeling really unwell at the minute. So we'll have to see about tomorrow's All About Leeds episode. But if not, we'll get that recorded ASAP. We've got All Leeds TV, Tasha from that, which will be awesome. So keep a lookout on the socials. That will be coming out soon. But yeah, apart from that, I'll be here somewhere.
Superb thing. And Lucas, of course, the smoothest intellect of all the footballing world. Where can people find you?
On Twitch and TikTok at crabdribble _ on TikTok. Streaming Football Manager. Although I got some new games from the Steam spring sale. So if you're looking for any new games, definitely check it out. It's only until the 21st. But they got a load of games on discount. So I picked up some new ones. So might be playing a few of those on Twitch. I've got Dying Light, which I terrified to play, but I probably will give that a go at some point.
So make sure you check out and do give him a follow. If I'm not even going to say, man, because it's not even worth following. Don't even follow me. Go, you want to follow is the podcast at Absolute Ball Pod on Twitter because of character count. On YouTube and Twitch at Absolute Football Podcast. On the TikTok, we are at Absolute Football Pod, and Instagram and Thread Absolute Football Podcast _ and on Facebook. The Absolute Football Podcast on Mondays, all about the Premier League. We are here on Mondays, but on Wednesdays, coming up next is absolutely WSL and Women's Championship. Please check out the team there. They're riding high on the waves. The conversation's really good. The intellect is amazing. The team performing really well. We're so proud of them all. And as Charlotte said, the Rowdy Rabble, the award winners.
I don't know how.
Who knew what an award-winning smile could win you? Check them out on Thursday at 8:30, and please make sure if you are following us or listening to us on audio platforms, please give us 5 stars, follows, all of that jazz. If you're on Twitch, hit that follow button, and if you're on YouTube, please, it means a lot to us. Please do subscribe, because every time you subscribe, an angel gets its wings, which is such a beautiful thing to say. Thank you all for joining us. Have a lovely evening. TTFN and ta-ta for now.